What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Ross the Boss coming at you with an all-new Let's Play Europa Universalis 4. We are continuing down our siege of Morocco, the Castilian reconquest of Tlemcen. Of course, if we go to our diplomatic map mode, we can see our vassal of Tlemcen, which is now actually Catholic, the new state religion. As, of course, because I changed their religion, they are now outright rebellious. I'm going to do everything in my power to attempt to improve that. And, of course, if we go to our political map mode, we have made some gains. Hopefully, we can siege down Fez and try to take out what other very hostile units are here for the time being. Looks like Morocco is going to go ahead and have a small skirmish. We should be able to smack them down and hopefully destroy whatever units remain. Looks like Tunisia is trying to make their way through as well. And if all goes according to plan, we are making our way closer and closer to the fall of Fez. This, of course, is a cloth province. So, for the time being, they are making quite a substantial amount of ducats, but not as much as this gold province here, down in Tafalat. And as I stated, I am very nervous. Looks like Granada here has fallen. I am very nervous that Aragon will declare war on me, especially while I am a little occupied. Looks like Tunisia coming in as well. You know, in order to best prevent that, I don't want to go ahead and ally France, but unfortunately, you know, it is kind of a double-edged sword. I will be drawn into France's upcoming wars against England and Burgundy, but of course I will be protected against Aragon. Now, I am fighting in the mountainous provinces. I'm not sure how long I will last, and of course I don't think I'm going to win this battle, so I might as well retreat to Dara here. Unfortunately, we were unable to siege down Fez. Of course, not being able to... this was mountainous terrain, so of course that was very dangerous to begin with. In the meantime, we did lose 15,000 men. Luckily enough, you know, we were able to have full manpower. Hopefully we don't get attacked anytime soon. I think I'm going to move into the highlands while we recoup our losses. We have lost the Siege of Gibraltar. Now, as I stated, I do have a little bit of extra manpower, but unfortunately, I think we are going to lose troops once again. And, of course, we are going to go ahead and, you know, try to take out some additional Moroccan troops. If we pause the game and we go into the ledger, and we are under armies, we're going to go ahead and try to find Morocco. As we recall, they didn't have very much manpower left to begin with. I guess I could go ahead and do it in alphabetical order. Yeah, 658 manpower. Any damage I do from now on will severely weaken them. What about Tunisia? How much manpower do they have? Zero, 118. So any damage I do will be permanent. Our morale is slowly improving. We are, of course, getting more and more manpower back to where it needs to go. And hopefully Tunisia here will move into Cadiz and take out these rebels for me. That would be very, very nice. But unfortunately, I don't think that will happen. And I believe I am going to move in here to these dry lands. Though I might as well try to play this safe. You know what? I'm not too sure exactly. We do have full morale, but we don't necessarily have full manpower, at least for these troops. I'm going to try to take out these 2,000 units with very little casualties. Unfortunately, we have a -1 terrain penalty. Going to move these ships into Murcia. And we did lose 1 light ship. That is fine, and that is okay. Now, I do have a lack of manpower, unfortunately enough. I would like to go ahead and try to end this war very, very soon. Return cores, something like this, but unfortunately this is just Morocco. What about Tunisia? I would like these two. I might have to make my way this direction as well. Begin sieging down their capital, or maybe even Kef. And for my war against Portugal, I will have to utilize mercenaries. Do they have any alliances? Looks like they still do not, which is very nice to see. More and more troops are flooding into Iberia. Not necessarily what I wanted to see just yet. Kef will become sieged down very shortly. I'm going to try to minimize the amount of attrition I take. So let's begin carpet sieging some of these provinces. Luckily, they haven't made their way to our capital just yet. And of course, it looks like these rebels here, the Grenadian separatists, are moving into Sevilla, which could be very nice for us sooner or later. And we have solidified our papal relations. Every month that goes by, we should get some additional papal influence. Corruption. We certainly don't want to take a stability loss, so we will take the corruption hit, unfortunately. We conquer Evora. Don't know where this is. Feel like they're making up provinces sometimes. And it looks like this is the Portuguese territory. I will go ahead and I will take this mission. We would get manpower recovery speed 10%, which would be very nice to see and nice to have. Now, of course, I do own this war goal. It is a coastal center of trade, and unfortunately they are sieging down Toledo. So I might want to go ahead and end this war very soon, at least while I am winning. Unfortunately, I did lose quite a substantial amount of manpower, but of course I will begin winning this war. My goal from Tunisia will of course be to return both of these provinces, but I realize that may not happen. We would gain 5 development and 3 development, which is not very good at all, but of course it is better than nothing. And of course we are going to go ahead and begin creating more and more of our provinces Catholic because of our vassal. And my fleet is being sieged down. Gonna have to play a defensive role once again, move into Dara. And it looks like my Grenadian separatists are going to attack these units, and hopefully if all goes well, these Grenadian separatists will get their butts whooped. Then I won't need to deal with them. And it looks like that is about to happen. Morocco would like to offer us a peace offer. Our plutocratic coup is moving higher and higher every single month. That is not very good. We almost have an abundance of extra manpower. Not yet, though. And we have finally sieged down Kef. We are moving into their capital province of Tunis. Now, if we go to Tunisia right now, it says we have 21%. We are very close to ceding both provinces, and maybe even getting one more as well. This has 13 development. I'm gonna try to get some extra provinces. I'm not sure how well this will work. I am very nervous about this 26,000 stacks of units. I don't want to take on more than I can chew, at least for the time being. Now, is Enrique here? Yep, Enrique is the siege leader because he does have If we go to Enrique, you can see he here has Siege of 1, which is very nice. It will help bring down the, you know, the siege phases very, very quickly and very efficiently. We now have high war exhaustion. I would like to end this war very, very soon. Or at least removing a lot of the Tunisian units. Looks like they're going to get their butts whooped very soon. Unfortunately, we did lose manpower on this battle. But we are going to take the war score. And now we have negative manpower. I think I am going to go ahead, unfortunately, if we go to Tunisia. Is it possible just to return this territory? What about take some of your money as well? As much as I can, at least. 45 ducats, and of course we now have our provinces back. We are only negotiating with Tunis. I am very happy to finally end that war. What if we go into Morocco here, try to return what other territories we can, and it looks like we still have some additional reasons to take some more money. 170 ducats is very nice. What about war reparations? Unfortunately, that is too good to be true. We're going to end our war with Morocco. And of course, we now have a vassal who is absolutely disloyal. But of course, we now have a very large province here under our domain. We are going to go ahead and repair our fleet very soon. And hopefully bring our units back into Iberia as well. Let's go ahead and bring our fleet into Sevilla. And I believe we will declare war on Morocco as soon as we can, after our war exhaustion dissipates and we deal with our plutocratic coup. I am quite happy though. Unfortunately, Tlemenkin here is very rebellious, but they are very weak as well. I think what I'll do is I'm going to cede all of this territory to the Tlemenkins, and I am going to take over these 3 provinces for myself, mainly because they are part of the Sevilla trade node, and I will begin to secure more and more trade, and trying to get to 100%, but it will most likely cap itself out at about 94% or 96%, and as I said earlier in the game, this is most likely due to the fact, I wonder if I can move through. Unfortunately, I can't. This is most likely due to the fact that the game tries to help out the little guy, give them a fighting chance, and, you know, obviously that makes sense. I believe I am going to go ahead and offer my alliance to France. I hate to do this, but, you know, it is what it is. And do I have any... I only have 5 ships, unfortunately. I am going to go ahead and produce more. Most likely going to get 14, if I can. Only because we have stacks of 14 units. And it looks like Murcia will be our landing zone. Royal marriage from France, I am going to accept that. Every month that goes by, our war exhaustion is ticking down. But every month that goes by, it brings us closer and closer to our plutocratic coup. High liberty desire from our subjects. It would be very funny to place a relative on the throne, though I won't do that. I am going to go ahead and separate this Carrick, bring him up to Galicia, and possibly begin constructing additional trade ships. I have the ability to construct 8 more, or maybe even just 11. Might as well produce more trade ships. That way, I do get more trade power. But unfortunately, it does bring me over my limit. Brings me to 35 ships over 32. But some of these ships are so cheap that it really doesn't make too much of a difference. Now, I would like to go ahead and build a variety of churches. And unfortunately, we still lack the administrative power. How close are we to embracing the Renaissance? And unfortunately, not very close at all. We haven't even really gotten any. And of course, I am going to move these troops over as well. These units, with the help of Enrique, will siege down Granada. And unfortunately enough, I think I am going to have to go ahead and disinherit Enrique, taking a massive prestige hit. But unfortunately, you know, we're going to try our best. Royal marriage? Because they are rebellious, they won't say yes. But anyway, we're going to try our best to get a new heir. And unfortunately, it looks like our 2 wars weren't enough to kill our god-awful heir here. And you know what? I might as well do it right now. And unfortunately, we don't have a legal heir, but our queen consort taking over could be much better. Personal union on monarch death. That is not good at all. For the time being, I'm going to try to establish as many royal marriages as I possibly can, especially with Provence, especially with a variety of other provinces. What about Brittany? If we improve our relations with Brittany, we are a little far. Not sure if that would even be possible. What about Genoa here? They are a republic. What about Savoy? Yeah, that might happen. Let's improve relations with Savoy. Let's improve relations with Brittany. And pray for the best. We certainly need an heir. But any heir at all would have been better than Enrique. Unfortunately, I did take a massive prestige hit. Every month that goes by, our corruption, or every year that goes by, our corruption will go down. Another national epic, improving our yearly prestige, but costing us some administrative power. Now, we are at a very low manpower right now, so I believe my next war against Portugal will include mercenaries. And now I am quite happy I have all of these provinces here that are, of course, Tlemenkin. If we go to our subject map mode and we hover over their liberty desire, it was at 99% because of enforced religion. And now, of course, it is at 96.5%. But if you add all of that over, it does certainly go over the cap of 100%. So it might take some time to actually see a variety of changes. And how is our royal marriage coming? -10. What about Brittany? -9. Provence? -20. Hopefully our king doesn't die anytime soon. I believe we are going to get temples. You know what? Might as well get them now. Moving us one step closer to national ideas. I believe we will go ahead and get exploration, only because I do believe we are going to begin our colonization of West Africa here and start making our way closer and closer to India. Though it would be quite nice to start with humanist ideas. Not dealing with rebels could mean a lot more manpower. I guess we'll see exactly what happens. And looks like this province, the walls have broken. We have the ability to now build churches. I think I am going to save my money for my conquest of Portugal. I will need to purchase mercenaries, and of course they are very expensive compared to some of my normal troops. And hopefully Granada will fall here very shortly. The siege has been going on for 298 days. And it looks like our trade, or our, excuse me, our fleet here of transport ships is growing every day. We have a light ship that doesn't belong here. And in the meantime, these 8 ships are going to protect trade and Safi, moving up 96 profits in gain, which is very nice. That is factoring in the amount of fleet maintenance from our trade ships. Now, of course, we do have quite a bit of papal influence. I could, of course, get forgive usury, drastically reducing the amount of inflation we have. And I think I very well might. Of course, we still have our looming disaster. Our plutocratic coup is getting bigger and bigger every single day. But of course, my primary issue is setting up a royal marriage. Not sure how much longer we can improve relations with Savoy. Moving closer and closer to a royal marriage with Brittany and possibly Provence. Provence has -13. All right, well, I am going to go ahead and end this episode here. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next episode.